Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 5 of Darefy Podcast. As most of you are aware, Darefy is a leadership and cultural transformation startup. Our purpose is to enable change and leadership capabilities in purpose-driven companies. We support leaders, teams, and organizations to fulfill their mission in this context of disruption of work models, addressing projects as cultural transformation, talent management, employer branding, leadership modeling development, and among others. Uh, Today's topic is talent attraction in the future of work. In this increasingly present future of work, in accelerated change, as we see, especially in highly competitive industries, we will not make prophecies. I can promise you that, but we'll try to discuss trends in terms of attraction drivers, of organization value propositions, and take in consideration essentially the talent that companies seek to attract. To guide us in this journey and, of course, share her insights, we have the pleasure of having us with us today, Sónia Cardoso. Sónia, welcome. It's a
Thank you.
pleasure having you here.
Happy to be here. Thank you, Carlos.
Sónia Cardoso is a manager and a leader with more than 2 decades of different professional lives, starting from the world of consultancy, where she worked for 15 years on different recruitment, training, assessment, talent management projects, addressing different companies, different sectors. She also has relevant experience in HR tech as an international advisor for Toronto Software. Today, Sonia has a new challenge for the past 3 years, I guess. She is Deputy Head of Talent Acquisition and Talent Attractiveness at Capgemini Engineering, a multinational company with more than 60,000 employees, a global leader in the digital engineering and R&D services. She supports, and because to lead is the servant support, of course, a team of 500 recruiters spread across the world. In this context, she was also winner of the EMEA Recruitment Team of the Year Award by HRO Today. So, Sonia, let's get started talking about your current challenges. In your perspective, in your standpoint at Capgemini Engineering, what are the main drivers of effective talent attraction today, in your experience? What do professionals look really in foreign organizations?
Well, it's a very, very good question. And over the past few years, Carlos, the rapid revolution in the IT industry, in fact, has been provided us at Capgemini Engineering with valuable insights into the aspirations of the new generations. So one of the most striking lessons that we've learned is that younger professionals are driven by a strong desire to work on an innovative projects that have a significant impact. So usually they seek out roles where they can leverage cutting edge technologies to solve and to support the organizations to solve real world problems, emphasizing the importance and the purpose and societal contributions in their careers. So in the IT industry, flexibility and adaptability have become crucial. And from our experience, the younger talents, these new generations, because it's the ones that we are really focused as well, they prefer environments when they can have the flexibility, so flexible working arrangements, such as remote or hybrid models, because they really want to accommodate their need for work-life balance and the personal growth. So this shift has been pivotal in shaping our recruitment strategies that is becoming quite, as you can imagine, challenging as we strive to create more adaptable and resilient work environments through a very important project that we launch, our strong people value proposition framework. We can address our proof points and benefits to the new generation preferences. But it's not only about flexibility, adaptability, it's also about continuous learning and skill development. This is also the forefront of their goals. So we also understood that at some point, reskilling and upskilling is also the key to support our goals and recruitment challenges. And what we faced in our sector, so the pace of technological advancements, means that new generation IT professionals, they are constantly seeking opportunities to upskill and stay ahead of the curve. So they value the most organizations that can provide strong training programs, that can allow us to access to the latest tools and technologies with clear pathways of career progression. So they also want to feel empowered to explore. And I'm sorry if I'm talking too much, Carlos, but I really love this topic. But for them, they really need to feel empowered to explore, innovate, to progress in their projects, organizations, or their growth. They want to leave their mark. And this is like something that is something that we are really, really observing now. And of course, last but not least, and this is critical, providing them a strong collaboration environment and inclusivity as a high value, it's really, really valued by them as well. At Capgemini, just to conclude here, if I may,
Sure.
At Capgemini Engineering, we have embraced those insights. So we are fostering a culture of innovation, flexibility, continuous learning. We are trying and we are investing in state-of-the-art tools and platforms. So by aligning all these strategies with their aspirations, we truly believe that we can be successful attracting the best talents.
That's great to know, Sonia. Of course, you talked about your EVP, but of course, the EVP must be substantial, must be experienced. And today, more and more organizations talk about candidate experience, employee experience. From your standpoint and based on your experience, how can companies create or design or curate those experiences?
Well, this is becoming even more important because due to the market changes, due to the candidates' preferences, due to that we have a strong shortage, and also at the same point the organizations are attracting or trying to attract the same talents. It's quite important that organizations like Capgemini Engineering, we are strong designing the candidate experience and the employee experience as well. So this requires a creative, positive, engaging, and strong interactions for candidates and employees through their entire journey. I usually say that we need to work the people life cycle, I would say, because we are responsible to ensure that we are touching all the stages of a people life cycle. So starting from the candidate experience, it's really important that we have strong strategies in terms of employer branding, like, for example, ensure that we have clear job descriptions. Also, the application process, we need to try to simplify the application process with mobile-friendly apps and simplified, I would say, the communication. So we need to even more personalize our interactions. If I take the example of the people value proposition, this was an exercise that we did internally with our people. Mm-hmm. So we were listening to our people to understand what make you proud of working in Capgemini Engineering. And it was a very, very powerful exercise, because then we translated accordingly to our anchors, our values, we translated the proof points that are in fact the benefits that the people value the most. Mm-hmm. And all those proof points that can be related to the benefits in terms of work-life balance, or in terms of well-being or career growth, learning, and so on, can also be related to impactful experiences like client stories or even projects. So what we can do with that? So we can translate everything in the way that we are attracting and pitching, I would say, Capgemini Engineering mm-hmm. to the market. So even more, one size doesn't fit all, right? So we need to understand also what are the candidates' preferences, accordingly the generation, accordingly the level of seniority as well. And regarding the proof points that we have to offer, we will address the right pitch to attract them. And this can be done on a branding campaign, or even in a recruitment, on an interview, mm-hmm. or even on the negotiation phase as well. I can give you an example. For the moment, recruitment, for me, it's not recruitment. In fact, it's talent acquisition, okay? Mm-hmm. Because
it's a different mindset. Some companies still talk about recruitment where the mindset should be, of course, to attract.
definitely. When we are in front of a candidate, we need to provide on that moment an impactful experience, even if it's the first interview. And we need to have a previous work done, which is the mapping of the candidate accordingly personas that we want to hire, and of course their preferences, and to make the link with the proof points. For example, let's imagine that we have a team that is recruiting for an automotive project, right? So now they are equipped with concrete examples of what we do and what the future talent can do with us. So if we speak about Citroën Ami, I don't know if you know what is Citroën Ami, but by the way, you can buy one in Fnac, for example.
Okay.
But this is a great example to say to our future candidates or future talents, because it's a concrete example. So imagine that you can be part of the team that builds Citroën Ami. It can build another car similar to Citroën Ami, because we had teams from all kind of seniority from several countries that were developing all the project of Citroën Ami. And this is impactful. So this is part of the strategy and the mindset shift that we need to keep working on to ensure that we are an employer of choice.
And I guess that depends, of course. Everybody is on the same pitch, so training leaders, training people that are in the front end, engaging with candidates in the life cycle that you described. Everybody has let's say, the behaviors that enable your values, of course.
So definitely. So this is not only a knowledge that should be on the side of talent acquisition teams, not at all. So this is something that needs to be, all the people in the organization needs to be aware, because at some point it's not only a matter of attracting people, but also to promote proudness and also retention. So people need to feel that they are proud about what we are, what we offer to our people, but because also our people can refer our other people. So it's quite important.
They are brand ambassadors in the end of the day.
And it's really strong. Advocacy is also something that it's really an asset that the companies need to develop at some point, because we are promoting, again, the engagement of our people, because they feel that they have a contribution to give to the company. And we ensure at some point, because if they are attracting or referring their friends or colleagues, those people are already aware about what we are. So in terms of the cultural fit, it's much more easy to ensure that we have the match, right? And those referrals are coming much more engaged and motivated to work with us.
I guess so. You work with various geographies throughout the world. How is your EVP translated into different cultural contexts? Mm-hmm. It is one size fits all approach, or you have some tailor-made features for the various targets that you try to focus on?
Yes, it's a good question. So, as you know, Capgemini Engineering, we are part of Capgemini Group. Okay, so we are a brand that is part of Capgemini Group, and this exercise was done taking in consideration that we are communicating on the same way. We are one Capgemini, right? So we have, in fact, a global PVP that was initially designed also accordingly each brand, because we have several brands, but ensuring that the core proof points are aligned at the group level. Because at the end of the day, we need to promote consistency in a way that we are communicating, and to ensure that the candidates are not confused, right? So Capgemini Engineering, Capgemini Invent. So this was the baseline. Then, of course, that each brand have some specifications that need to be highlighted, and especially on the projects because if we talk about Capgemini Engineering, we are much more on manufacturing and products and system engineering, for example. And so we need to ensure that we have specific and concrete proof points on engineering side. Then we need to also work on localization. Because some of the global proof points may not be so relevant for Spain or for Portugal. Maybe because we have a country that it's really strong in life science, for example. So they need to ensure that they have strong proof points on life science projects. So this was tailor-made, always ensuring consistency on the communication as one Capgemini, but with, of course, the country's strongest assets that they want to have. And then the outputs of this PVP at some point were also providing to the recruiters, to our recruitment teams, a PVP guide, meaning that they are able now to define a recruitment pitch, okay, accordingly. Again, the candidates, the personas, the projects that they are working on. And with these PVP translated, they in fact have the possibility to have the right pitch, the most engaging one, not only for the recruitment process, but also for job fairs. Okay. And in this case, we are also offering rich content for the hiring managers, or even for our engineers that are really close to the recruitment teams on the job fairs, for example. And last but not least, to ensure that all the recruitment teams or recruiters that are onboarded in the company and the new joiners on the onboarding moment, they also are aware about our PVP. So it's in fact massive, I would say.
I imagine. So let's look at the future and try to make some forecasts here. How do you see talent attraction in the future of work? Will the key factor be adaptability, flexibility that you mentioned before, or even, for instance, attracting the gig economy and the freelancers, as some multinational companies already do nowadays? Or, in your perspective, will be this attraction in increasable, flexible job market?
Mm-hmm. Well, I can give you the view regarding the experience in Capgemini. The future of talent attractiveness, talent acquisition, I think that what I'm saying today will be different tomorrow, right? But I would say that this can be characterized like a flexible approach to work. This is definitely something that I imagine that will not change. And the strategic, of course, use of the gig economy, and also the integration of advanced technologies to enhance recruitment, work experience, candidate experience, people experience, I would say, as a whole. And this approach will enable the companies to stay agile, innovative, and competitive, taking into consideration that the business environment is changing rapidly. So, if you want me to give you some examples with the technological advancements, for example, with NI and automation, and now I will push a little bit, in fact, for the talent acquisition part and talent attractiveness. Here, through the talent matching, for example, through AI, and we are already starting some pilots with that. This will play a significant role in matching talent with the right opportunities, both for permanent roles or gig projects. And this will allow us to improve our efficiency and accuracy of the recruitment process. Also, the skill set, the skill development. So technology will enable continuous learning and upskilling. And upskilling, why? Because we have a shortage, as you know, in some skills, and organizations need, in fact, to move to this upskilling or reskilling concept even more. And this will allow our people to stay relevant and to promote adaptability as well, to be able to change accordingly to the market needs. If we think on collaboration tools, so this will enhance connectivity, right? So with advanced collaboration tools and platforms. This will increase the communication and teamwork, and will make it easier if we are talking about the freelancers, for example, or remote workers. This will contribute as well with efficiency. Taking in consideration the gig economy, for example, so I can give you examples on the agility and innovation, cost efficiency, talent marketplace platforms, for example, with internal gig platforms, blended workforce as well. So lots of examples to give on this topic, but looking forward to see what the future will bring us.
Well, I think the best way to predict the future is to create it. So I guess you are trying, of course, to create your own future in terms of talent acquisition, and of course, trying to enable the technologies that you mentioned in these touch points. I see lots of companies also using, for instance, virtual reality, augmented reality, and other tools to engage in onboarding processes, for instance, and I think in the future of work, and it's a future, I would say near future, not long-term future, but a near future, we're going to see lots of companies try to use these technologies to be more flexible, more agile, to enable collaboration in this new gig economy world, and so try, of course, to tap into talent that, and I think it's a large proportion of talent that does not lack the routines of big corporations in the fashion of 20th century, of course, needs and wants new ways of working, of course, and companies want, of course, to seek and try to attract that talent. Well, Sonia, that's great insights. We could talk for hours over these challenges, but of course,
don't push for me, because in fact it's a topic that I really, really love, and attractiveness. It's quite, if I may, Carlos, just to tell you, it's not only about attracting people, right? So it's also about to have a strategy in mind, because in talent attractiveness, this is a very tough work. We need to ensure that we are working the awareness phase. So we need to ensure that how people will be aware about the brand, how we will be perceived by people.
Awareness is the first challenge.
Indeed. And then the consideration. The consideration, because it's a big step. Okay, I know already what is Capgemini. Okay, that's fine. But why shall I move to Capgemini, or why shall I click on the job posting or get in contact with Capgemini? And this is a big step from the awareness to the consideration. And then we need to move for the desire phase as well. So we need to ensure that everything that we are doing is creating desire. People, I really want to work in Capgemini. I'm really passionate of Capgemini. And then, of course, finally, the application phase. And this seems very simple, but it's not. Because on each step of the process, I would say, we need on the back stages, I would say, we need to ensure a group of actions and activities that are pushing for that. Reputation, the ambassadors, the advocacy, the alumni, branding campaigns, the recruitment pitch, so this is a world of actions, and the PVP, of course, it's the center of everything. To allow us to in fact be chosen by the candidates on a very competitive market.
Yes, indeed. Sonia, as I was saying, yes, our time is limited, and we could talk for hours about talk a lot, and with very good insights. We could talk for hours about these challenges. Of course, the future is unknown, but we try to create it in the best suitable way. And of course, I also am a techno optimist, so I guess all these technologies that we also mentioned here are going to help us to be more efficient, and in the end of the day, more effective in doing so. So, Sonny, once again, thank you so much for being here and for investing your time to share your thoughts and your insights to us. And to all of you watching or hearing this podcast, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you so much, Carlos. It was a pleasure. See you soon.
Thank you, Sonia.
Thank you.